Introduction. The myth of the cosmic prison. Every civilization has attempted to answer the same enduring questions. Why do we suffer? Why are our lives constrained by limitation, uncertainty, and loss? Why do some experiences appear profoundly meaningful while others seem arbitrary or unjust? And perhaps most importantly, what kind of universe are we actually living in? Across history, the answers have varied. Some traditions have described the world as a place of exile. Others have portrayed it as an illusion to be transcended, a battlefield between opposing forces, or a testing ground in which the soul is judged according to its actions. In recent decades, a new interpretation has become increasingly influential within modern spiritual culture: the idea that reality itself is a prison. Often referred to as the prison planet narrative, this worldview suggests that humanity exists within an intentionally restrictive system controlled by hostile intelligences. In this perspective, suffering is evidence of cosmic oppression. Limitation is proof of imprisonment, and unseen beings, frequently identified as archons, are regarded as jailers whose purpose is to prevent human liberation. Such ideas often emerge from sincere attempts to make sense of the undeniable difficulties of human existence. Every person encounters grief, injustice, confusion, illness, failure, and mortality. Faced with experiences that appear profoundly unfair, it is understandable that many seek an explanation larger than themselves. Yet the explanations we adopt shape not only our understanding of reality, but our relationship with it. If reality is fundamentally hostile, then existence becomes something to resist. Growth becomes secondary to escape. Every obstacle is interpreted as evidence of persecution, every limitation as confirmation of imprisonment, and every challenge as another barrier imposed by an antagonistic universe. A worldview intended to produce awakening can, paradoxically, cultivate fear, helplessness, suspicion, and perpetual conflict with existence itself. This book invites the reader to consider a different possibility. What if limitation is not evidence of imprisonment? What if structure exists because learning requires structure? What if the apparent boundaries of human life are not walls built to confine consciousness, but carefully ordered conditions that allow consciousness to develop? Rather than viewing reality as a prison, this book explores the possibility that existence functions as a perfectly structured educational environment, a cosmic curriculum in which every circumstance, relationship, challenge, success, and disappointment contributes to the gradual evolution of awareness. Within this framework, karma is not a system of cosmic reward and punishment. It is neither vengeance nor moral accounting. Karma is understood as lawful correspondence, the mechanics through which consciousness encounters experiences that precisely reflect its present structure and capacity for understanding. Likewise, the figure of the archon is approached from a different perspective. The Greek word archon simply means ruler, governor, or administrator. Before becoming symbols of cosmic tyranny within later interpretations, archons represented governing intelligences responsible for maintaining order. This book revisits that original meaning, proposing that what have often been imagined as malevolent jailers may instead be understood as lawful administrators preserving the integrity of an educational process. In any meaningful system of learning, there are boundaries. A child is not taught advanced mathematics before learning arithmetic. A musician develops through scales before mastering improvisation. A pilot is not handed control of a commercial aircraft on the first day of training. The limitations are not punishments. They are conditions that make learning possible. If consciousness develops in a similarly ordered manner, then limitation is not the opposite of freedom. It is the very environment through which genuine freedom is cultivated. This perspective also invites a different understanding of free will. Rather than imagining ourselves as infinitely unconstrained beings, arbitrarily making choices from limitless possibilities, this book explores the possibility that consciousness always expresses according to its present level of development. Our experiences, perceptions, and decisions arise from what is currently accessible within us. As awareness expands, new possibilities naturally emerge, not because the past changes, but because consciousness itself has changed. In this sense, evolution is not primarily about escaping reality. It is about becoming capable of perceiving more of it. Throughout these pages, we will draw upon ideas from Vedic philosophy, Gnostic thought, contemplative traditions, systems theory, psychology, and philosophy of consciousness. These traditions are not presented as competing authorities, but as complementary lenses through which to explore one central question. What if the universe is fundamentally lawful rather than hostile? The framework presented here is not offered as unquestionable truth, nor as a replacement belief system. It is a philosophical model, an invitation to observe experience through a different lens and to evaluate its usefulness through direct reflection. If this perspective proves meaningful, it may transform the way suffering is understood. Obstacles become instruction rather than persecution. Karma becomes correspondence rather than punishment. Archons become administrators rather than enemies. Limitation becomes curriculum rather than imprisonment. And awakening ceases to be an escape from reality. Instead, it becomes the gradual recognition of the profound intelligence that has been quietly educating consciousness all along.